You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
LeCrae.
What's happening?
What's up, my brother?
Oh man, y'all got it. I'm just trying to enjoy the vibe.
All things work together about to come out?
Yes, sir.
Why is the LeCrae album necessary right now? I don't know why I feel like a LeCrae album might be necessary right now.
Oh my goodness, come on, man. It's like, well, according to prophecy, the world finna end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Nah,
it's not gonna
man.
happen in a couple of days.
Yeah, right. Well, you got one day to buy my album because it come out the 22nd.
Yeah, the 23rd is over.
When the rap should come back on the
23rd is a
22nd?
wrap, baby. It's a wrap. So you got a day to listen to the album and enjoy it, man. Nah, man, it's just so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, societally, culturally, natural disasters everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like definitely it's like, everything lined up well to just be able to tell people there's hope in the middle of the chaos.
I love listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said that it's going to be 4 judgments that come against the world. I think specifically America, if I'm misquoting him. And he said the rains, flooding, fire, and earthquakes. When you see these natural disasters happening, what scriptures come to mind? Like, how does it spiritually make you feel? Like what?
It's kind of like, it's a tension for me because I think on one end of the spectrum, it is the whole idea of wars and rumors of wars, like Revelation wars, rumors of wars, and,
North Korea,
and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the other tension of like, man, no man knows the day or the hour. So it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just trying to, pull as many people out the drowning as I can and throw them in the boat. You know what I mean? That's my ambition. I don't know when the ship's gonna sink. I'm out here.
But is it signs of coincidence, though? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's like, oh, climate change.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, man, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I don't study the Earth's movements like that, so I don't know.
And you're from Houston, so unfortunately, Houston was hit really hard.
Man, that was crazy. I mean, literally, it was crazy.
How were you affected? Were your house ruined or?
Nah, a lot of family members got displaced. Mm-hmm. So, I've relocated to Atlanta a while back, and but a lot of my family members, my cousin, she lost her whole salon. She's a black business owner. You know what I'm saying? So it's just trying to help them get back on their feet and put them in a position to recover.
Was she a spiritual person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does she celebrate Passover?
I don't know.
We had a guy call this morning. His name was Sean. He said that if you celebrate Passover, then natural disasters will pass over you.
Oh my!
That's what he said. That's how you said you prevent natural disasters.
See, this is the people that give us a bad rap.
6 minutes.
Because they just sound so stupid.
The people that give like believers a bad rap, man. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't understand.
But how do you see the blessing in all of that?
I mean, for one is I put a video up on my IG just showing how many people came together to like. You know what I'm saying? It bonds people. It help you allowed to see like the compassion of people. Like JJ Watt, raised like $37 million. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's crazy to see that type of stuff happen. To see like Trey the Truth came out hard by just killing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, boats. He on boats and helping people. You know what I'm saying? My man.
He said he hasn't taken a day off since.
Yeah, fixing roofs yesterday.
He sound tired, man. Yeah. Like he just sound tired, man. Shout out to King Kieran. You know what I'm saying?
Did his thing
did
too.
it, man. It's just like
Kevin Hart.
Don't
let the scandal stop you from giving him his props.
Listen, I didn't take nothing away from Kevin Hart. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Hart. Mr. Rogers killing it.
Yeah,
I mean, Slim Thug. A lot of people, man. So I feel like you got to see people come together and do something. And then on top of that, and Bun B. And shout out to Pastor Rudy, because a lot of people was condemning like where the church at and all that, man. Churches was getting busy.
So, Joel Osteen, it took him a little while to get started.
Some people, I don't know about Joel, but I do know the people who was getting busy. Shout out to Bread of Life. You know what I'm saying? They got busy. So, I mean, hey, I don't know what's going on with that one.
Now, after the Charlottesville riots, you tweeted, if anyone feels unsafe at UVA and needs help to transfer schools, let me know. Was you paying tuition or what you was doing?
I did whatever I needed to do. Like straight up. Yeah, whatever I needed to do.
Did anybody reach out to you?
Yeah.
How many people?
About four folks. We helped 4 people out.
Man, your Twitter following sucks, LeCrae. Only 4 people hit you.
No.
People that go to school there already.
Yeah, they already in school there. Yeah. No. I got a lot of people that was like, hey, help me, bro. you paying tuition, help me. I go to University of Maryland. I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with where you at. But
So did they transfer? What did they want?
Yeah, so some people wanted to transfer schools. A young black lady, she was like, man, I don't feel safe here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to transfer to another school. So, shout out to my homegirl who, works in the academic advising in the whole nine. So she gave me the rundown on how to help these students transfer. And then it really was just a matter of writing a check and just saying, all right, here's the fee it's going to cost. Like, we got you.
Wow, you there for 4 people?
Yeah.
Drop one of Clues bombs for LeCrae. Can't allow you to be humble about that, sir. I mean, I respect the fact that you didn't make a big deal about it, but that's a big deal.
Nah, man, I just, for me, I feel like if you want to change what's going on in society, especially in this climate, you got policy, you got programs, you got, publicity. And for me, I feel like I'm not with the publicity and the programs. The policies, like, I don't know all of that, you know what I'm saying? But I know programs. So I can, as a program I could put you in or go volunteer at a prison or something. And I don't got to blow my own horn and do that type of stuff. I just get it done.
Now, I saw you also saved someone's life.
Yo, that was crazy.
That was a divine intervention.
Okay, we going to tell this story. Y'all want the exclusive?
So you saved a transgender from committing suicide?
Yo, it was crazy.
Wow.
Literally, it was crazy. I'm with my man, Andy Mineo. I go visit him in Wash Heights. And he's like,
this is New York.
Yeah, this is New York.
Okay.
So we was talking about Cardi B winning and such and such. And I was like, man, shout
Cardi B. Everybody talks about. Drop one of Clues bombs for Cardi B.
Cardi B winning, and of course we in Wash Heights, Dominican capital. You know what I'm saying? And he said, she was in the Bronx. I said, oh, that's what's up. I don't know if I ever been to the Bronx. He's like, we could walk from where we at. I was like, you want to walk to the Bronx?
So yeah, you was right there then.
Yeah. I was
this is just such a random thing.
Yo, it's crazy.
To be in the right place at the right time.
You really got faith in God to just be walking through Washington Heights in the Bronx.
Look, man. I'm out here.
Now you saved somebody, but your ass got
but look, that's why it was crazy, right? Because I saw her running with her shirt off.
Cardi B?
Nah.
The women he saved.
Look at
Charlotte. You are so stupid.
You ain't took a picture.
Look, he was amped.
I was like, wow.
Like, you didn't snap this? So I saw her running with her shirt off. And so I'm like, yo, I'm in the Bronx though, so I'm like, yo, Andy, she's running with her shirt off. He's like, it's New York, let it happen.
And especially the Bronx. All the craziest people in the world come from all of Florida and the Bronx.
Yeah, that's how you can tell it's a New Yorker. Running with a shirt off, he like, nah, it happens all the
Word
time.
up, mind your business.
I was like, yo, should we? He's like, it's New York, let it happen. I said, all right, cool. But then she ran into, like, the pillars that hold the bridges up. Like, she ran into it head first. Bing!
Ooh.
Split her head wide open.
Wow.
It's blood everywhere. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? I can't just let this happen.
And he's like, it's New York, let it happen.
So he's a little bit in shock, like, I don't know what's going on. But she gets up, and we standing, like, right at the bridge. And she runs to the bridge and literally tries to jump. And I just so happen to reflex grab her and yank her down, like, yo, you tripping, what you doing? And she's like, let me go, I'm trying to go meet God. I said, listen, we can talk about God right now. God wants you to live. He ain't done with you yet. So she wrestling with me.
Was she strong?
Yeah, she was strong.
Okay.
So I'm like, she's hella strong. Like, what's going on? And then it hit me because I was like, she had a little, like 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I think this is a transgender. And so I'm like, oh, man, I don't know what's going on right now. So my man Andy shook.
You just know it's a human being that needed help.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to say a trans woman.
A trans woman. Forgive me. I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, but it was a human being that mattered.
That's it.
Right.
You don't feel me? So, end of the day, my man Andy, he shook. He like, what's going on? We wrestling, and then finally she's like, all right, let me rest. I said, all right, but you got to just chill out. So she sit down, and then she jumped right back up and tried to jump over the bridge again. I'm like, yo, calm down. So I'm like holding her, you know what I'm saying? And then the old man run up, like, you got to stop. She kick him in the chest. Bow. He fall on the ground. Finally, Andy's like, somebody call the police. Police come. And this is the real messed up part about it, because when the police got there, the first couple officers were, helpful, trying to, like, subdue her and calm her down. But then they saw her wrestling, and some other cops from a distance just saw a tussle.
Gotcha.
So they didn't ask no questions.
They just came and started
tough guy, just not compassionate at all, and it was an ugly scene. But hopefully, she's good. And
you lucky because you a man wrestling with her, blood all over you.
Yo, I didn't get no blood on me though.
Like you was domestic violence right there.
Oh yeah, right. No, I didn't get no blood on. It was a weird, like, I was really just trying to keep her from jumping, man. It was
Has
crazy.
she since tried to reach out to you?
Nah, I hope so, man. Like, please, if you listen to this, man, hit me up.
She probably has no idea she got saved by LeCrae.
It was wild.
You know, that's how I know you're a really decent human being, because I was actually listening to Oprah's Super Soul podcast this morning.
Yeah.
Forgot who she had on there, but they were talking about how the essence of life, the essence of being human is realizing other people's pain. And coming to the aid of others who are in pain. You know what I mean? Like no matter who the person is, what their background is, what they do, you just saw a human being in pain and you reacted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't even imagine. Like I just be thinking to myself, like, because I went through a lot of, suicidal feelings and thoughts, through 2016 too. So I can only imagine. Yeah, because I mean, just all of the, it's the trauma from watching people murdered on television consistently, and then just so many other things too. It was a weird year.
You got a gun pulled on you by a police officer too, right?
It did. So man, you got all the details.
I would never think that you, of all people, would have suicidal thoughts. It seems like you're the closest to God.
Yeah.
As much as you read and spit.
But I'm a real one though, man. I don't mind being real. I think that's the problem is this misconception that like, God's people are these picture perfect folks. You know what I'm saying? If anything, we should be the most vulnerable, the most who are like, listen, I know I'm jacked up. I know I need God. I don't claim to have it all together. So for me, it wasn't like I had a knife to my neck, but it was just like, man, I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tired of all the nonsense. And it's not like I was like, I'm about to do this. Because when you stop and think about, like anybody who's ever considering suicide, always think about who's going to find your body. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be your kids? Is it going to be, your loved ones, your mama? Somebody is going to face the trauma of seeing your body laying somewhere on the ground. So don't ever, like always consider that. But long story short, I just went through so much and then just all the scrutiny. And when you start mixing faith and all of that stuff into it, it just get real ugly and weird and twisted.
I understand what you're saying, because I remember one point in my life I thought about suicide, and it was when I was doing youth ministry at Muhammad Mosque number 38 in Columbia, South Carolina. So I was really trying to be on the righteous path, but then I had a menage a trois with these two chicks. No, seriously. I got drunk and had a menage a trois with these two chicks, and it bothered me so bad. I was like, oh man,
your identity
my
got
identity,
shook.
I'm going to hell.
Yep.
Like I disobeyed God. So I see what you're saying.
Your identity got shook. Hey, shout out to South Carolina too. I was down there, man. I seen a lot of I seen where you came from. Where you, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. What part was you in?
All of it, Columbia. I met some old school cat at the radio station. He gave you a lot of love. He said he put you in the game a little bit.
Prince Ice, Chris Connors.
I forgot. He's from New York though, but he was in South Carolina. He's an older cat.
What got you out that dog place? You was talking about that dog place. What got you out of it?
Real talk, man. I mean, obviously cliche is God, but I got 3 really good friends, man. Shout out to BJ, AT, Tadashi, man, who just held me down. And they wasn't trying to fix me. They just was trying to face me. Everybody be trying to fix, you like, man, I'm tired of it. You talking real sideways. You talking outside of your neck, too. Right. And they don't say, now, brother, you need to, think on the right way. They was just like, I feel you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Keep talking. Like, let's keep wrestling through it. And
man, just there to listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what we need. And you also feel like in the church, they should have something to do with the politics of everything that's happening today.
Oh yeah, that's really what got it popped off for me was like the silence. And a lot of people look at me and like, oh, you love God, so it's the whole like. And I've had this conversation a million times, but like. Me loving God doesn't make me, a conservative Republican or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the mentality people like stop talking about politics. I'm talking about Tamir Rice. That's a person. That ain't politics.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? So that's the
church isn't vocal enough about situations like that, you feel?
I mean, by and large, I think that, a lot of people have been vocal. A lot of people have done a lot of great stuff. Shout out to like Pastor McCamey in the Bay Area who's been real vocal about a lot of stuff. It's been a lot of vocal people. I'm just saying, it was really folks who their faith is connected to patriotism and nationalism. Mine is not. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
nobody's faith should be.
Right. Like I don't like God. God ain't here to save America, he to save the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing is like, I'm not anti-American, but I'm not like my faith in patriotism. I don't believe all that type of weird stuff. So that's what got me in a lot of tension.
That's why I love when natural disasters happen. I hate when they happen for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I love when they happen because it shows us that there is something bigger than us.
Yeah.
Mother Nature is not prejudiced. He don't care what your political party is, your race is, gender, sexuality, nothing.
Coming and get you, boy. Trees falling, everything. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
You got a gun put on you by a police officer.
Yeah, so that was weird because it's a weird situation. Like, because I get it. He was scared. So what happened was I got pulled over. I didn't know I was getting pulled over, though. I was parking. So apparently it was like a tree covering up a stop sign. And I was parking, but in my parking, I rolled past that stop sign. So I didn't know he was even there. And the lights came on, but I'm in kind of a shady area. So when lights came on, I was like, oh, something must be going on. I didn't know what was going on, but I had to get inside of a building. So I just jumped out my car.
You didn't think it had anything to do with you?
Nothing to do with me.
The cop was looking for somebody else?
No, nothing to do with me whatsoever. So the lights is on. I jump out my car. He like, hey. You know what I mean? He draw down. Like, I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So for him, he's like, you jumping out the car and I just pulled you over.
You was in New York again?
Nah, this is in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know, he drew down, but I kind of get it from the standpoint of you were scared for your life, but then I'm like, this is also how people die. You know what I mean? This is how I could have died. Like, pull the taser out on me, something. You know what I mean? Like, tase me, bro, for real. Like,
how did you get out of it? Like, how did it de-escalate?
It de-escalated because my partners who was there came outside, and they was like, he was coming upstairs. And he was like, man, listen, man, you can't be just hopping out your car. I said, I didn't even know you was pulling me over. So he was cool about it. And a lot of Atlanta police officers, man, like, if there's any police officers that I say have been really level-headed and cool, it's been Atlanta PD. You know what I mean?
Because they're used to dealing with black people.
Yeah, basically. We're not all criminals, so.
Now, I love the song Broke because you talk about how being broke helped you actually build character.
Yeah.
And I try to tell a lot of the interns that we have up here and a lot of people that ask me for advice on their career because people feel like it's not happening for me right now. I'm so broke. I don't have this. I don't have that.
Yeah.
But you do have to be patient and understand that it's not something that's going to happen for you overnight. You have to put in a lot of hard work. And being broke, because I was broke for a large period of my life, actually did help me so much as far as the morals and the values that I have now, how I spend my money, how I invest my money. So talk about that song. And
yeah. I mean, I did that for the culture, man. I wanted people to, you know, just to inspire folks out there, like, because a lot of times you just see the jewelry, you see, but you don't know what it took for them people to get there, and you don't know the backstory, and you don't know the work ethic that they now have. And then I'm like, man, being broke is something you don't realize it until you get older. Like, oh, we was broke and it built something in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it built character, it built drive, it built, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate things now. And so I remember, you know, just eating sugar sandwiches or like always eating liver or always eating fried bologna and having to make my own food, or being a latchkey kid because my mama had to work and I'm at home by myself. And I just learned responsibility and I learned all these things. And so now it's kind of like, it don't make me, you know, money don't make me, because I understand and I understand and I appreciate not having. So to have is kind of like, man.
Sometimes when you're broke, you don't even know that you're broke.
I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's just what you're used to. Everybody in your neighborhood is doing the same thing. And you don't realize it until you look back like, damn, we was
broke. I didn't know that, though. I straight up didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. I thought government cheese was just, that was a big brick of cheese. It tastes good, man. It tastes good.
But you know, the good thing about that is you're able to survive in any circumstance when you come from those extremes.
Yep. Real talk. And you can walk in any environment and just not feel, you know, you feel like, man, I'm at home. So, you know, I'm like that still when I get out and get to different cities. I'm like, man, I just still feel at home, you know, in the city, in the hood. Like, I'm still where I feel like I need to be.
Now, you got this song called Destination. You stated, I'm glad that Jesus ain't American. And that's the reason why I care again. Explain that ball.
I mean, end of the day, I feel like, again, like a lot of people gonna get to heaven and realize most of the people are not American and don't speak English and are not white. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes there's just this idea, especially in America, like, you know, and even on my people of color, like they would be like, yo, man, why you rocking with the white Jesus and the slave religion? I'm like, nah, that's not true. It's the Eastern religion, right? Like, it came from the East. Jesus is a Palestinian Jew, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I'm like, y'all know he's not American, and I needed to know that too, because at the time I felt like American politics and faith was too intertwined.
They linked the two, absolutely.
And I was like, I left. I went to Egypt, and I was like, you know what, man? Jesus ain't American. Jesus he ain't worry about our, political affiliations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's some moral issues, but it's moral issues on either side of the fence. And then the other thing is too, they give you two choices, Republican and Democrat. I'm like, why I got to be either one of them?
Mm-hmm.
You only gave me two choices, and you act like Jesus is sitting on one side, like, I hope you choose the right one. And it's like,
Jesus ain't no political party.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing. I'm just glad he wasn't American, and when I wrote this album, I wanted people to hear my heartbeat on every aspect of life, because that was a picture of what I was wrestling through. But then it's the politics, it's race, it's just real life. It's going through stuff. It's suicidal stuff. So I wanted people to just see a full picture of who I am, because I think you get pigeonholed once you come out saying, man, I love God. You say, oh man, I'm a 5%. So now I have an expectation of you every time I see
Absolutely.
you. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So for me, I'm like, I want you to see a human being, a whole person, and not just have me in this little box.
For people that don't know, because I can't remember, what got you into Christian rap? I can't remember. I know you used to sell drugs, and you said you were broke. Like, what made you say, you know what, I'm not turning that way anymore?
The young lady he was having sex with in the church. That's not true?
That ain't true, man.
Oh, okay, my fault.
That's your story. That's not my fault. Yeah.
That's in the movie version.
Nah, for real. For me, I'm a product of hip hop. So I'm a hip hop kid. I didn't grow up in church. I didn't know church lingo. I still don't know. I don't know when you raise your hand, shout, scream. I don't know all that stuff. But I really did have a real encounter with God. And that's something I can't deny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Jesus, and my life really was transformed. And so,
where'd you meet him? Like,
and I shook his hand, but
well, I know everybody has an experience.
Nah, but for me, so I was in that. So this is real. Like, I'm in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I get invited to this conference, and I see it's Christians, and I don't know. I'm like, Christians are
you
weird.
Rapping at this point, or
I've been
drugs?
rapping.
Oh, you rapping?
All of that, whatever.
Hard rapping.
Yeah, just
Tapping.
yeah. So I see these Christians, and I'm like, I thought Christians were supposed to be. Now I wasn't no gangster type of dude. I was just a young dude trying to make it in life. You feel me? So, but I see these Christians, and I thought they were supposed to be suit and tied and all like, hey brother, and blessed and highly favored. And they were just regular dudes. They looked like everybody sitting in this room. So I'm like, yo, these is regular people. Like, what's going on? Hats to the back and the whole nine. And it was a group of dudes from Philly called Cross Movement, and they was like a Christian rap group. But they was raw. They was like from the hood in Philly, and I was like, yo, what is this? And just being exposed to that helped me say, like, oh, like, it ain't just, like the bishop and the whole nine. Like, it's different variations of this. So, man, I just heard a message, and the pastor was preaching this message, and he was talking to me and saying, like, don't you call Jesus no punk. Like, you roughnecks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was this. And I was like, yo, I never heard nothing like this before. So it just, it flipped my brain and just made me say, yo, I can be different. I can be changed. So that was the breaking point for me. I'm not saying I was changed overnight, but from then on, my rap sounded different. I wanted to talk about other issues and real stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it came about. I didn't have no genre. It wasn't like I was like, yo, let's go gospel on them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I was just changing what I was talking about. And now it came out. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are there artists you feel like you couldn't work with because your fan base would be like, I can't believe morally that he would do a song with this person?
Nah, because I mean, now I think my fans know me, and they know what I'm about, and so they know I'm gonna be real. And yeah, I'm a man of God or whatnot, but at the same time, I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna do what I feel like is necessary artistically. You know what I'm saying? So I'll work with anybody. Mm-hmm. It's just, what are we gonna be talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna work with anybody, and I may just have to jump on the track and put my little spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that works. It ain't no rules to it, so to speak. Like, everybody try to make rules for this, but it ain't rules. It's just, follow what you believe is right. You know what I'm saying? And make good music.
Do you think this generation lacks a spiritual foundation?
I don't know, man. Like, I think America is so influenced by Western thought, and Western thought is gradually becoming more like anti-God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
sir.
I don't believe in God. So, but when you go to the East, God is still a very huge part of their culture. So, you go to Africa, you go to China or whatnot, God is still it's a big thing. But I feel like, you know, we get real arrogant and like look at everything we done, and so we move away.
Yeah, I'm having a conversation with one of my white homeboys the other day.
Yeah.
We're talking about all of this, the natural disasters and climate change. He's like, look, man, I don't care about the earth. You know, we should be putting this money into other places, not climate change. And I'm like, you don't care about the earth.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying you don't care about God's turf.
And you don't care about your kids, your grandchildren,
Even
your legacy.
When you from the South, we hunt to eat.
Yeah.
We fish to eat. We garden to eat. The earth is everything.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Cats just they think they food come from the grocery store.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't mess with the grocery store, I'm fine, buddy. Like, you tripping, man.
They don't know all things work together.
Come on, talk that talk. Talk that talk, Yee. That's what I'm saying.
We appreciate you for joining us, man.
No, it's always a pleasure,
as
man.
Always.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's LeCrae. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.